Hello, Stephen White for Steve Arts 89. I had fun on the weekend. I live in Melbourne. I went to Sydney to Supanova for Barbara Eden. Now, I've been a Jeannie fan my whole life. I found out in 2015 she was going to be in Brisbane, but I found out about 3 or 4 days before she was going to be there when she was doing press. I think she did an interview for a morning show, and I'm like, oh, I couldn't afford to go, and I was devastated because I grew up watching 60s shows in repeats, and she was one of the stars from those shows. One of the shows I really loved was such Meeting Jeannie. I want to see her, and the other person I wanted to see was Adam West from the original Batman. And unfortunately, he was planning to come to Australia, and he was coming with Julie Newmar, and she cancelled, so he cancelled, and then he died not long after that. So I was heartbroken that I didn't get to meet him. And the same with Jeannie, and I said, I'm going to have to go to the US to see her because it's such a long trip. She came all the way here for us, for her fans, and I didn't keep up my end by showing up, so I couldn't expect her to come back. So I didn't think she'd come back. And then I heard about a month ago that she was going to be at Supanova in Sydney. So I thought, well, I can get to Sydney. I've got time. So I planned for it and all that. And I got there and I met her and it was great. Basically, she did the photograph session. She didn't do a Q&A the day I was there, which I didn't realise till the day I was there, because you don't get the program pretty much until you're there. And I couldn't organise the Sunday, but I've seen her do a lot of interviews, so I would have kind of heard all the stories. I just would have missed the chance to ask a question. Now, I stood in the autograph line like everyone else, and I eventually got down the front and I got my autograph. She autographed this beautiful picture. There was one where you could see her in the whole costume. I liked it better, but the quality of the picture wasn't as good. And there was one of her holding the bottle, but it was more her holding the bottle than the Jeannie character. So I got that one. And she was very sweet. When I got there, she was just rearranging herself in her chair or something. I don't know, she wasn't comfortable. She sort of apologised, and I was like, that's fine. And I told her a few little stories. I just said how much I loved the show, how I'd missed seeing her 2015. And then I found out, actually, when I was looking at the information about Supanova, that she'd actually come in 2013 to Melbourne. And I didn't even know. And I'm like, how did I not know Barbara Eden was in Melbourne for Supanova? I was so pissed to find out that I missed that, because I could have already seen her. This could have been the second time I was seeing her. And I just said, I'm sorry I missed you before. I'm so glad you came back. I didn't think I'd see her. I thought I'd have to go to America. I'm so happy, because she was, along with Linda Carter and Leonard Nimoy and Nichelle Nichols and George Takei from the original Star Trek, and of course Adam West. There's really only a few people I grew up watching on TV in, like, Star Trek, I Dream of Jeannie, Batman. I also love Land of the Giants and Time Tunnel, but they weren't really character based. But some of the old 60s shows, I just love them so much. I wanted to meet those actors so badly, and I'm so glad I got to meet her. She was really sweet. Now, I showed her my Jeannie Bottle, and I've actually furnished it, and I've got like a purple couch and like a red velvet floor, and the pillows around the outside, like the back of the couch, and then pillows all around that. And I showed her that, and I had to turn my mobile flashlight on to the actual bottle so it would shine through, so she actually seen it, but she could see it, and she's like, oh, okay, it's nice. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm showing her this, but I sort of part of me just wanted her to hold it, and just to see her holding the bottle and looking into it, like people so many times held the bottle looking in for her at the TV show. It was great because she held my bottle and she saw the inside. And I know she gets a lot of people bringing bottles that they've bought, and some that they've painted themselves, but I don't know how many have actually been furnished on the inside. I've only seen one, I'm sure there's a few, but one that someone paid a professional to make for them, and you can actually separate the bottom of the bottle and see the inside. And there's another one which is similar to that, which Mauro Di Casa does, and he's a professional. So but they're ones where the bottle comes apart, so you can actually do it. I put mine in the actual bottle without adjusting or anything, so I was kind of proud of that, and she seemed to think it was nice. I'm like, I felt sort of embarrassed showing her my bottle, like she cares, but I just wanted to see it, and I wanted to hold it, and I just sort of wanted her opinion because she knows, she was in the bottle, she's seen the inside set, so, and she knows whether she could see whether that's like whether I've done a good job or not, and she seemed to like it. And I told her the story that my sister had a decanter. I was obsessed with the Jeannie bottle as a kid. I wanted to live in the Jeannie bottle, and I tried to make my own Jeannie bottles. I was like shoving like pink tissues into Coke bottles, trying to make them look like Jeannie bottles when I was a kid. And my sister had a decanter a crystal decanter that kind of looked like the Jeannie bottle, and I was really, really young because the show used to be on after school when I was like in primary school when I was really young, and I just went up to it. Actually, it was like when I was like really young. And I just said to her, "When you die, can I have your Jeannie bottle?" And I'm like, I felt so bad about that afterwards because she reminded me of it years later. And I'm like, what a horrible thing to say. When you die, can I have this? Because I want this and I don't know how to get it. So I'm just hoping you'll die one day and I get it. I felt awful. I thought it was funny, but I still felt awful. And eventually when she did her will, she put it in there and she mentioned it to me because she remembered it, which also made me feel bad because she remembered it. And so I'm going to get it one day, but and I think I'll paint it and make it look like an actual, some kind of Jeannie bottle. But I told her that, and I said I felt so bad, I was so bad, and she said no, that wasn't bad. Like, you were just a kid. That'd be silly. And she was so sweet and so nice, and I'm so glad I met her. I wish I'd been able to see the Q&A. I went for a photo, so I got my photo done as well. And I sort of, she said, "Oh, another Jeannie bottle," and I sort of wanted to say, "Yeah, mine was the furnished one." And I sort of wanted to ask her, like, had she seen many of them? But there'd been a big delay before that by about, I think, 20 minutes or so, and there was a big line of very nervous people, and those cons are really, really hectic. And I just sort of said, hello and thank you, and I didn't really say much. I just sort of thanked her and left, sort of thing. Because I just sort of had my little moment and a little chat, and she sort of made me feel better about this little story I felt guilty about my whole life. And I didn't get to see the Q&A the next day. I wanted to go back, but I couldn't really do it because I had other plans and I hadn't planned to go. So that's sort of my story. I met her and it was great, and I'm just so glad that I just to see them in the flesh is just amazing, and just to be in their presence and just be aware of that moment for a second that you're sitting there with Jeannie and talking to Jeannie and she's holding the bottle and looking at it. It's just surreal. And I'm glad I've had that moment with some of the stars I really loved, even if I didn't get all of them. Now, with my Jeannie bottles, this one is a Mario di Casa, and this is the one that I've furnished, and I'm pretty sure you can't see in there in the video. Oh, maybe a little bit, actually. No, not really. But I love it. It was about $400. Unfortunately, I scratched all the inside when I was putting the furnishing in because I didn't realize how fragile the paint is, so be careful if you do that yourself. But I love it. It's beautiful. And this one is one of the original Jim Beam ones that was a Christmas special one that they just found and put in the show because they thought it looked like a Jeannie bottle. This one, they are a green glass. It looks kind of black, and I love black, and I love contrast. I like silver. I don't do gold. So I thought, unlike the gold one, they painted up gold with a leaf pattern. I just painted the basic parts of the design, and this is my Jeannie bottle. So when I can't deal with life, I just pop in here and get away from it all. But that's my Jeannie bottle story, and that's my Jeannie story, and it was great. It was a dream come true. And I'm just going to leave it there because I'm trying to keep my videos under 10 minutes. Thanks for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe and comment because I love to talk about this stuff. Thanks, bye.